Welcome to Modern Home Masterminds with Bespoke Brokers. I'm Shauna Glazier, designated broker and owner.
And I'm Brittany Williamson, associate broker. Shauna and I are Bespoke Real Estate, but we're also your guides to modern luxury across the entire state of Arizona and beyond.
Each week we chat with masterminds shaping the modern spaces. Do you want to get a behind-the-scenes look at your design build team's processes? Well, open communication and teamwork will lead you to successful projects.
From architects to builders, designers, and more, let's explore the art of modern living together.
All right. When you walk into a truly memorable home, what stays with you longer, the architecture itself or the layers of texture, color, and craftsmanship and personal story that make the space feel alive? Today, we're joined with interior designer Sabah Mansoor to explore how thoughtful interiors can transform a house into a lasting legacy.
That's right. Sabah is the founder and principal designer of Sabah Mansoor Design, a Northern California-based interior design firm known for creating sophisticated, highly personal homes. Drawing inspiration from her South Indian heritage, global travels, background in textiles and fashion design, and a love for California's relaxed luxury, Sabah creates that balance, beauty, function, craftsmanship, and authenticity. Her work has been featured in publications including Architectural Digest, House Beautiful, Luxe Interiors and Design, and Homes and Gardens.
Thank you, ladies.
Yes, welcome, Sabah.
Good to see you guys.
We're so glad to have somebody from outside of Arizona.
Yeah. And
Well,
Nice.
I'd love to be here.
all right. Well, your work, it feels just so deeply personal and layered. I'm curious, how do you uncover a client's story that translate into a home that feels so uniquely theirs rather than just like simply beautiful?
I think a big part of the story that we like to tell is that legacy story. So a lot of times, I'm an immigrant, my husband is too, and when we started building our own home, a big part of the conversation we had was this was going to be the backdrop of our children's story and history. So we kind of had that legacy mindset when we were building our homes, and it resonated with people around us. And that's kind of the start of my business as well. And a lot of times we try to bring that same story and conversation when we're talking to our clients. We want them to feel like they are grounding their roots. They're building their homes and legacies here. And a lot of times our families tend to be from all over the place. Especially in Northern California, we do have a very transient community. So we are always trying to tell them, they tell their story, bring in some of that historical references to where they came from, and build that lifestyle, that backdrop of their history.
I like that.
So I know you're doing mostly these legacy homes, right?
Yeah.
But do you do spec homes and things like that as well? And if so, how do you shift that?
I actually do spec homes myself. So I have I have two prongs to my business. One is mostly bespoke interiors, and we'll actually see some of the pictures from a couple spec homes that I have done as well. A lot of that came from where we live. So in the Northern California area, cost of living is insane and homes are very, very expensive. And I kind of found that there was this sweet spot in the market that kind of was right below that ultra luxury home, but it's still very expensive. You're still paying $6 million plus for these houses. And I just didn't feel like there was a lot happening in that market that felt luxurious and deserving of what dollars spent. So that was kind of what started that part of the business, kind of feeling like people deserved what they were paying for in a market that is like very inflated in pricing.
We see some of that here too. There is kind of that tier that when you go into the spec homes, there's just a lot missing.
Yeah.
And for the price point, even as agents, we feel like our clients should be getting more for what they're paying for $3, $4, $5 million.
Well, and it's normally the interior designer that's lacking in spec homes. Like they have a builder, they might have an architect stamp the plans, but they just didn't leave money, or the architect thinks they can be the interior designer.
And I think that what interior designers do oftentimes is add the lifestyle layer, right? So when I'm walking through a home, a lot of times I'm thinking about, the kids walked in through that mudroom. Where is their stuff going? The mom walked in with groceries. How is the easiest way for her to find a counter to put that down in? Just walking through the home and walking through how that family intends to live there. And I think that personal touch is what's missing in architectural design often. It's that lifestyle aspect.
I will agree. I will also say, just in our experience, it's a very male-dominated field, architecture and building, and kind of having a female come in sometimes, makes a difference, because you do think, I can tell when I walk into a kitchen where I'm like, a woman has never been in here, right? It doesn't make any sense. Although most of the people we interview are pretty good at that.
Yeah. And I think the other aspect of it is also like materials, right? Mm-hmm. It's really, I think, unfair for profitability to take away from what's deserving of a product, right? Mm-hmm. So if you are buying a $6 million home, you actually deserve to have high quality materials, plumbing that's of a certain caliber, just like we would do in our bespoke homes for a family. Mm-hmm. I think that piece is missing in the spec industry.
Yeah. I love that it's called bespoke interiors. I don't know if I picked that up. Did you know that? Did you see it? Is that what you call that side of the business?
We do call it like personal interior design, which is usually bespoke interiors. There we go.
Yeah. I love it. Well, speaking of materials, your background spans fashion, textiles, decorative arts, and interiors. How does that multidisciplinary experience shape the way you approach your residential design?
I think that the big part of people's conversation with me starts with, what's your style? What kind of homes do you do? And I always take it a step back that I do a lot with materiality. So I think, and that's where my textile and historic background comes into play, because it really is how we layer materials together to create a style that is very uniquely ours. I do homes that are super modern, and I do very historic homes as well. And what is that follow through, that's commonality that is mine, is usually how we use stone with wood, with texture, fabrication, and we bring in a lot of details in those materials. And I think that's kind of very uniquely our signature.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm super excited to look at your photos, because you bring a lot of boldness, I feel, to the palette, for sure. Especially around here, we're seeing a lot of these now. We've gone away from the gray and white, thank goodness. But now it's more muted, neutral,
Yeah. So I think that there is a fear, right, when you're. And I think that's where interior designers and real people who are in the industry can give them a little bit more education. Mm-hmm. I think because people are spending so much money, they always want to be safe, because they want something that's going to last forever, and it's just going to be exactly like that forever. Mm-hmm. So that timelessness sometimes breeds fear in choices. And I like to always say, like, paint can change. True. Paper can change. Mm-hmm. Like, if we create the groundwork that's really timeless with some of that nice classical selections, the layers over it can change over time, and that can keep you trendy and also current with what's happening around you. And you also can take some chances.
Yes. I love it that wallpaper has come back.
Yes.
Because it's such an easy way to change.
Totally.
Without having to do a major overhaul. What makes you, in particular, stand out as a designer? What is it that your clients come to you for?
I think a lot of it is what we were talking about earlier. I spend a lot of time understanding families. Mm-hmm. I understand their history and also their lifestyle. And we are really responding to a lot of that. Where do you travel? Who lives in the home? Mm-hmm. Who visits? How often? Do you have pets? Where are you going? What are your favorite places to travel? What about it do you like? So we're constantly trying to understand where they're coming from and where they see their family growing and where they see their family going. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we bring those aspirational aspects into the home as well. So that is a big part of what we do. And the other part of it is that we are your deepest advocates. Mm-hmm. I am never going to be on a job site that I'm not advocating for you. Mm-hmm. So I feel like the clients feel that in how we work through projects with them. And if there is ever a ball that's dropped on anybody's side, we're not pointing fingers. We're always ready to pick up and help reach resolution rather than try to figure out where the breakdown, like trying to point fingers and taking blame, like the blame game is no good for anybody. We are there as advocates for our clients. We want to make sure that the best execution happens. And they see that. I think they see how much we care. I run a firm with 8 people, I'm on all my job sites myself. I visit every single job site, at least once a week, if not more. I take a very personal approach to it, and I think that personal connection also feels like luxury today, right? That's part of what we are trying to give our clients, that experience of our time and attention to detail.
I love that. You sound very easy to work with.
We really try.
I just love that you're so hands-on, and you're just if the client can't be there every week, just knowing their interior designer's there, and you're not just looking at your part of the job, but you can maybe see what the builder and the architect might be missing and
for sure.
talk to the whole team for them.
Do you tend to go into their current homes?
I do. I tend to
things?
go into their current homes. I will go through, we talk about all kinds of things. I try to talk fashion, travel, hotels, and sometimes people think we're just having a conversation, but really for me, I'm notating, they kind of tend towards this, or these are the things. I love to go into people's closets. I'm I'm coming to do inventory because I'm building a new closet, but I'm mentally notating what is current and how they live, but also what are the colors they like? What are those little things that spark joy for them? And we try to bring in those pieces into their current home as well. There is no fun in going to a house that's designed entirely by somebody else and has nothing to do with you, who's the homeowner.
It feels like a museum at that point.
And I don't want you to feel like it's precious or it belongs to somebody else. In fact, I like the reverse approach where once I leave, I want my clients to feel like they designed this. This was their idea all along. I was just there as the executor of their plan.
The person to order the furniture.
Yeah, I was just there to facilitate.
That's wonderful.
Well, do you mind sharing a couple of your projects with us?
Let's look.
Let's get your logo.
This is our studio, actually, up in Northern California. We just moved into this studio and have since taken an adjoining office that's where we work out of, and this is client-facing now.
It's so bold. The colors are so bold.
Yeah, we wanted to bring in, it was a white box when we entered. It literally, everything in there was white.
It was just layered.
And we just layered it with a lot of pieces that was special to us.
Oh, this is definitely my vibe.
Yes.
We have an amazing stylist on our team who does all of these beautiful, personalized curation of bookcases and decor, and I just love how he brings in a lot of our personality through that.
It's so much harder to do than it looks.
It is.
I know, and he's a genius. I mean, I have to walk out of the room because he's got his own genius going. This is an office. This is actually one of the projects that we were talking about earlier. This was a spec home that I built, and this was a home office in that home.
So you were the developer,
Yeah.
interior designer, and then you just hired a GC?
Yeah, I hired a GC.
Okay, and how'd that project go?
It went really well, and I'm actually on the hunt for our next one. So
Are people buying these furnished, your spec homes? Are you
people
furnishing
do.
them?
It's really funny because it was not my intention when I developed it to sell it furnished, but this family actually ended up keeping a lot of the pieces that were part of the styling.
I would say from a real estate perspective, if an interior designer is going to do a spec house, it's in your blood to be able to know exactly how to furnish it. And it's probably worth doing it. And
I actually bought a lot of the pieces. I didn't use a stager, so I ended up buying a lot of the pieces. And they were not super expensive or anything like that. But we will see that historic reference of a vintage chair, pieces that kind of make it layered in a way.
And by staging, I mean not the furniture itself, but knowing where to put the
Yes,
furniture in the room. So the
yeah.
buyer can come in and visualize the living room and the different spaces. You know
For
how
sure.
to help them see what it could be.
This was actually my daughter's bathroom when we built our home.
Adorable.
And I'd actually started my career, actually, in a way, this house. My daughter was at the time very into pink and came to the plumbing supply store with her doll in hand, and we sent it out to get custom painted for them.
That's so cute.
I like
This
the
is a little
dragonflies too.
And she had her idea that she wanted a swing in her bedroom and a pink bathtub. So that's what we delivered. My most picky client.
She's already started on that path
Yeah,
of
she's
design.
down that path. She's on that path. This was a kitchen we did in collaboration with Christopher Peacock, which is a bespoke furniture cabinetry maker. Excuse me. And they did this beautiful multi-layered cabinet kitchen for us. This is one of the most common styles these days, which is this massive great room that again becomes a large box in any home. How do we add that layer of warmth? How do we still make it feel cozy and family friendly and not like an echoey space?
And
of
defining
volume?
the spaces. That's been one thing that I've noticed
For
when
sure.
showing
It
homes.
is really hard to kind of know where to anchor things in these large rectangles. So we used the cabinetry to do that in this room.
I mean, was that nerve-wracking at all, the three different cabinet faces, the three colors?
It wasn't to be actually it started with that vintage, old-looking refrigerator. The refrigerator hides behind that walnut cabinetry there. And that started it. And then, like you said, we wanted to define the dining area. So we created this little cabinet with glass shelving, and it's actually a high gloss lacquer. So that gave us that groundingness for those three spaces.
No, I love it.
The wine room was a big part of California living. We always want to make sure that it doesn't feel commercial. It still feels personal in a home. Nobody actually wants to have 360 bottles of wine, but you still want to make it look like it's part of this family dining experience. The big part of this dining room was that wallpaper that you see on the ceiling, which was done by DeGournay. And it kind of brought this, it's all musical notes, abstracted musical notes. So it brought this kind of lovely element into the room that picked up that black and tied all the pieces together for us.
What a great space.
Thank you. This was, a tiny house. I think the house was about 2,200 square feet. And the family lives big. They entertain a lot. They have a lot of families that stay over. So we wanted to make sure that the house functions in that way. So while you see the kitchen is pretty tight, we created a little booth off the side on the left. And then all of that cabinetry in the back actually has a little walk-in pantry.
Oh, I
So
love that.
just creating storage. We took out all of the extra ovens and appliances, put it into that back back pantry. So everything feels a little bit more cohesive and cleaned up.
Yeah.
Back to that original kitchen that we were talking about. Yeah.
Love the faucet.
Oh, thank you. That's Waterworks.
Is it?
This is this kitchen, the same kitchen. So you see that we kind of opened up. The way that the house was originally designed had the kitchen where the dining room lives. So we pushed the kitchen in the back, gave it a cased opening, and now you have this great room that leads into that kitchen space. And there are actually all pocketed doors on all sides. So when you live in it, you can open it all up and you get that additional 300 square feet on the outside, and your living room all as one cohesive space to entertain in. We added a lot of details. That's that little booth in the corner for the family to get breakfast in the morning. And again, lots of details, including that texture, fluted texture on the marble.
That is an interesting texture. That's one of the first things I noticed when I looked at pictures of this kitchen.
Yeah, it's just, and we wanted it to feel like there was texture, there's a lot of movement and color in the slab, and they're a family that wanted bold color choices. So how do we layer? So there's actually Zalige tile on the walls. There is that texture on the lower part of the cabinet. There is a repeat of that texture on the cabinetry that holds the refrigeration, just kind of adding that layers. This was an amazing project that we got to do with apparatus lighting. The lighting fixture is, the ceiling height here is about 24 feet. So we needed to really play for it to land in a way that felt musical. Again, like all the drops had to hit just so. And apparatus did a lovely job working with us on that custom lighting. This was my first big build. We did the ground up house, and it was a friend in my community who basically took a chance after she saw my house, and it's like the most special project to me. I will always kind of have a fond place in my heart. Again, this house, they wanted to kind of keep it a little bit more formal. So we created a formal living space with walk through to the dining, and that on the wall to the right is actually a wine room. So on the other side, it's all glass.
Just nice. It's protected from the sun.
Yeah, and she wanted it to feel a little bit more appointed and formal. She didn't want that typical, all the rooms blending into the other great room style.
We are seeing a move back to that.
I think so too. And I feel like the lifestyles are leading to wanting those spaces.
That couch is awesome.
Is this the same house?
Yeah, this is the house that I spec'd. Okay. So this is a BDDW couch that the family ended up keeping. But again, we just wanted to, you'll see, even in the spec, there's a lot of thought that was put into cabinetry details, stone selections, wood detail, metal doors, all of the things that you would see in a custom home were brought into this spec. This is an outdoor space. Living in California, we live large outside, so always thinking about the outside as part of our homes and entertaining in that way. Covered areas, open entertaining areas, outdoor kitchens, very much part of how we design in the north.
We see a lot of that here as well. Not right now necessarily, but we do have 6 months of perfect weather.
Perfect weather, yes. And I think that outdoors, there's such joy in entertaining that way. You feel more relaxed. Families feel more relaxed.
Food tastes better.
Food tastes better. You don't care as much about the messes. So we want to just make sure that we're always, the entire space can be hosed down, including the furniture.
Great.
It's the extension of that same backyard.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for sharing this with us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
It's really great to see some of your work. All right, we like to do a little rapid fire.
You got it.
It's easy. One should be easy. All right, most underrated design element.
Most underrated for me is floor choices. Like a lot of people pick that out of not even thinking about it, but I do think that wood or that grounding element is a really important backdrop for everything else that's coming into the house.
Yeah, one of the photos in particular that we went through, the flooring was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Like it was just another layer.
Yeah,
of,
and I think that's very
floor.
Underrated.
Yes, yeah, the one with the wood floor with the design in it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most overrated trend right now?
I think trying to create moments, a pop of color, or like these little moments that in a very white house, you have a pop of a powder room. I think that feels a little bit contrived and not quite designed.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like the very safe people that want to explore one tiny
bit.
Yes.
Like it's one wall. No, it's like one. Yeah.
It's so safe though.
And it is always a powder room.
It's
you're right.
always a powder room, and it's
contained.
like yes, but where is that personality in the rest of the house?
Yeah. Okay, color or texture?
Texture, always texture.
Yep.
Form or function?
Both. I think that form follows function, but both are equally important. Yep. As a designer, I would say form, but we do design a lot into the function.
Yes.
If you could change one thing about how affluent homeowners think about interior design, what would it be?
I think it is changing, but I do think a lot of times they think of us as decorators. So we come in to buy furniture, almost like propping the house, whereas we can actually be partners through your entire journey. And in most of the projects that we are doing right now, that's kind of our desire to come in early, and we participate in all the selections, right from hard finishes like tile and stone and flooring, and all the way up to furnishing.
Yeah. Fixtures, all of it. I mean,
Yeah,
you're right.
like
It is-
It's
fixtures.
so obvious when somebody has engaged a designer from the beginning to the end.
And I want more people to understand that actually you will bring us in any way to do the bathrooms, and you will bring us in any way to do that bar or the other kitchen design or whatever. Just let us do a percentage more to be part of the entire project.
Yes, it definitely comes together much better.
Yeah.
That way. Well, Sabah, thank you so much for joining
you.
us today,
This was
coming here from
so much
California.
fun.
We appreciate you. We are going to link all of your contact information in our show notes, but if you could tell our listeners where they could find you, that would be great.
Our website is Sabah Mansoor Design, and our Instagram is the same, at Sabah Mansoor Design.
Go check it out. Gorgeous.
Thanks so much for joining us.
It was such a pleasure. You ladies are such a joy to talk to.
This was fun. All right, that's it for today's episode of Modern Home Mastermind. If you've enjoyed the show, please like, rate, and subscribe.
Thanks to our guests for sharing her insights, and to you for learning about everything modern with us.
And if you're ready to take the next step in your real estate journey, please reach out to us at Bespoke Real Estate. And until next time, keep living, loving everything modern.